Howdy, folks. I'm down at Big Dam Bridge today, down on the Arkansas River. Nice little kind of spillway area. Oh, something just jumped out there. It's a good sign. And we are once again on the hunt for a big fish because I don't get to catch a lot of big fish. And I'm missing a good fight. So, got several kinds of rods with me today, all kinds of things to do. Throw out a tight line, throw out some lures. And I got, I don't know, like 3-4 hours before sunset. So hopefully I can hook into something worth a goddamn. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna throw out our tight line. I got my medium light here. I already had it rigged up with a, I think that's a 1/2 ounce weight, might be a quarter or something in between. My little hook, and instead of trying to catch bait for once, I brought the old reliable with me. Night crawlers. Everything loves night crawlers. So, pop them open. Pull one out. And nice and lively. Don't even need to break them up for once. Just get him rigged. You don't want a ton kind of dangling loose off of there. We'll leave that bit out to get some wriggly attention. But, you know, you gotta hook him a few times to make sure he stays on. Just whip it on out there. Now this place is just chock full of rocks, I'm pretty confident. So we'll see how well, or how long it takes until I lose this setup. I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty quick. That's pretty sturdy. Nope, I guess it's not as sturdy as I thought. Let's find us another small rock here. Grab this one. We'll just use it. Wedge the rod right there. It's pretty good. Now, gotta undo it so I can tighten the line. All right, there's the line. Spin that around. All right, looks pretty stable. Then, since I've already got this tied on, I figure I'll toss it around while I wait. The water's fairly murky here, so hopefully this rattle trap, since it makes sound, will do okay. I don't have the highest hopes here. I don't think I've ever caught a fish at this place. Jacob did one time when we came here, I think he caught a small bass, but I've never caught a single fish out of here. We got all kinds of things we can catch. Drum, bowfin, catfish, white bass, largemouth, stripers, sunfish, crappie, all kinds of things. Something small just popped right in front of me, right in front of my other rod. I wonder. I'm gonna hook up the ultralight. Alright, got the ultralight hooked up. Bitsy Minnow is out doing its thing. See if anything cares. I think I've caught my own line. That's no good. Oh yeah. Yep. Got the tight line. That's all right. We'll just walk it right up. There we go. Well, it's all loosened up. Just go ahead and reset it. See if it's stuck. Although I dragged it up, so I guess it probably isn't. But yeah, it came right out. Something destroyed that worm, though. Never even noticed. Could be small fish. Could be maybe crawdads. I don't know. Maybe we should just sit and hold on to the rod for a little bit to see if we feel anything, because that wasn't out there for super long. Come here, you damn thing. Guess we'll just have to sit here and wait this time. Time to get sitting rock and perch up. Ugh, this looks okay. Well, finally snagged up. It's gonna break off. What are we gonna do? Sounds like it broke, probably at the braid. I think my weight was up on it. Definitely lost the weight, but it could have slipped down. Yeah. Broke the braid. Gotta tie a new leader. Gonna be a pain in this wind. All right, we've changed spots. We didn't go far. I really don't like fishing in that area. I go there in the hopes of a big fish, but I don't have any faith in it. So I've come now to this little retention pond. Now, the river's just like 100 yards to the woods. So this is kind of a flood control pond, I guess. So I assume I have just as much opportunity to catch whatever's in the river in here, assuming it hasn't been fished out yet. So I've got my tight line set up already. Had that all re-rigged, got it propped up in the Jeep. You can trust that not to go anywhere. And then I'm going to throw around the ultralight because I don't have faith in something giant at the moment. I just want to catch something. So we'll start with that, and maybe I'll use some bait if it's small enough. There's a fish. That's a bass. Not a bad one. Oof. Got the hook right up by your eye, huh, champ? Don't worry. Well, we'll get it out safe. All right. I got some right here. There we go. All right, a chunky little thing. Not too big, but first fish of the day. Gives us some hope. Very surprised at no sunfish yet. I would have imagined they'd just be all up around this bank, this little grass line. Now, the only thing this sign really asks you to do is to pick up after yourself. Leave the area clean for future use. It's a private premises. They allow you to fish and do stuff. People come, they just throw their trash around. Really kind of an asshole thing. All right, new plan. We have a little worm on a bobber rig. Just a tiny split shot, a tiny bobber, because it's the only one I have, a tiny hook. Now we just need a tiny bit of worm. Just gonna grab one of them, pinch them real hard because they're slimy, and pop them apart. You don't want to use a big chunk of worm when you got a little bit of hook. Typically, I will, if I can get in the sunlight here, feed the worm, if I can get a hold of him, through the hook. Maybe. There we go. That way, the worm, dang it. I'm not used to doing it on these little bitty hooks, but you want the worm to run the length of your hook and pop it out the end there. As much the worm on the hook as you can, a little dangly bit to get some attention. You just whip it out there. We are simply just gonna sit in the Jeep and see what happens. Because we're lazy. I'll find a good spot to just prop this dang rod up. That'll work. There. That's all it takes. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. See if anything happens. Well, the bobber has finally came through. It's been like an hour. What have I got? It's a yellow bass. I honestly, a little guy, I don't know if I can use these guys as bait or not. I don't think I want to. But I've been sitting here for at least an hour waiting on a bite of some sort, and well, this is finally it. Where are my pliers? I took them out of my pocket somewhere. There we go. Away he goes. Not what I was expecting. I tell ya, drove a hell of a lot farther to catch my first yellow bass. I didn't know they were here. This worm is still good. Worms are very reusable. My big tight line still hasn't really done anything. Just sitting there. And we're just gonna pop this back out there. Wait again. I tell you, if there's one surefire way to catch fish generally, it's just a little piece of worm on a bobber if you're really desperate. I'll let that sit again. I guess we should check on the tight line, make sure there's still some worm on there and whatnot. It's pretty tight, so I'm gonna guess it's actually in a snag somewhere. No, guess it was just kind of down in the mud. Came up pretty easy. Worm's still on there. Nothing's touched it, but little 1/2 ounce slip sinker on here with the bead. I guess I never really showed my new setup for it, but that makes sure that when it gets a bite, whatever's taking it doesn't feel the weight of the hook, or of the weight of the weight. So they're a little more likely to hold on to it longer. With that back. There goes my worm. Gotta be gentle casting things that fly off of hooks easily. All right. Well, I think I'm getting about ready to go. But as a last ditch effort, I'm gonna throw the rattle trap around for a bit. See if anything takes it. I've still got the tight line and the bobber out. We're just gonna let them be. They're not going anywhere if something runs off with it. Oh, there's a fish. Feels like a bass. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, come out of there. No. That's no good. Ugh, shit. Right. There we go. All right, that's better than the last one. I did grab my pliers. Good. There we go. It's a nice little guy. Good way to end the day. More than likely that'll be the last fish I catch, but a few more casts. Got a little bit of time for the sun to set, but it's about time for rush hour. I am hungry. Just want to go home, get something to eat, maybe have a beer. I'd have to go buy beer, but I can do that. I don't know if that was a fish or not. Didn't feel like a bite necessarily, but it did. Good way to test that. If you don't know if you hit a snag or a bite, just run it right back through. Do the exact same thing. If you hit it again, then you know. I did not hit it again. So that makes me feel like that was a bite that I missed. Well, definitely wasn't the best day of fishing. Absolutely nothing on the tight line, which is a big disappointment. A little bit surprising, not super, but a little bit. But we did get those 2 bass. Last one was a nice surprise, a little bit bigger, a little bit difficult to get in. And we got a little yellow bass, which was a good surprise. You don't see a lot of yellow bass around here as far as I know. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. But you know, 3 fish for probably 3 hours, that's not bad fishing, all things considered. And I hate how that sounds, but it's the way it goes. There's some days where you get 1 fish for 6 to 8 hours, like, you know, in Seattle. So with that, I'm gonna go buy me a beer. Probably 6 beers, because they come in cases of 6 usually. And go home, eat some dinner. So see you next time.